Thank you very much, Joe. I really appreciate the opportunity for Onyx Gold to present today, and thank you everyone for coming in today. So yeah, we're really pleased to introduce Onyx Gold. It's a new Canadian-focused gold exploration company. We were spun out of High Gold Mining earlier this year, where, as Joe mentioned, we successfully raised $8.36 million in June and started trading in July. Basically, our Onyx Gold's projects consist of a large portfolio across 2 jurisdictions in Canada. We control 210 square kilometers of projects in the Yukon, in the heart of one of the most exciting emerging gold districts in Canada. And then in Timmins, we control 335 square kilometers of projects in the heart of one of the most prolific gold camps in Canada, if not the world. As I mentioned, we have a strong treasury, $7.1 million as of the end of August. And we have a strong management team with a track record of success and our ability to execute on exploration programs. We also have a tight shareholder structure for about around 41 million shares, supported by high quality shareholders, including a senior gold producer at 5%, Franklin Templeton at 9.9%, and significant high net worth as well, including John Robbins, who's a strategic advisor as well. So one of the benefits of our portfolio is that we can work all year round. For a company of our size, that's pretty great. And so we'll have year-round news flow, basically, Yukon in the summertime and Ontario throughout the winter time as well. So starting off with Yukon, this is a map of the Tintina Gold Province that stretches from Alaska to the Yukon. Within the Tintina Gold Province, there's a sub-belt called the Tombstone Gold Belt, which is host to all the famous large gold deposits in that region, including 2 operating gold mines, Fort Knox, owned by Kinross Gold in Alaska, and Victoria Gold's Eagle Mine in Yukon. Our properties are in the emerging area in the eastern part of the Tombstone Belt, close to the border of Northwest Territories. So Joe showed this map. We have, like I said, 210 square kilometers. We're 100% owned by Onyx Gold. Our predecessor companies, Constantine Metals, they originally came in here in 2010, 2011, staked the 5,000 claims on the back of ATAC Resources, Carlin Discovery, and basically there was an opportunity here to potentially get what could be the next Carlin. They send out an army of bag samplers, collected 13,000 samples in 2011. They unfortunately didn't find Carlin, but they did delineate 2 amazing gold and soil anomalies associated with intrusions on our King Tut property, which is our most advanced property, and where we're undertaking the first ever drill program on that property, King Tut, up to 2,500 meters, 8 to 10 holes, targeting those 2 gold and soil anomalies. So as you can see, Snowline is directly to the north of us and the south of us as well. Their valley discovery is 50 kilometers to the north. And what's important is that that dashed line you see is the old Plateau Winter Road. It's overgrown, but it still exists. And that's the most logical route for potential development of Valley. And the great thing is that's right at our front door at King Tut. So, we're adding ounces to this emerging, potentially adding ounces to this emerging gold district. So, we're not hopefully making a discovery, not somewhere remote where, we'll be complementary to this emerging gold camp. Also, Fireweed Metals is just to the northeast of us. They're the most advanced. They have an unbelievable world-class undeveloped zinc deposit, as well as the Mactung tungsten deposit, highly critical in today's world as well. So in terms of our benefit as well is our project, the King Tut, is only 40 kilometers away from the North Canal Road, which is the key piece of infrastructure in the camp. So basically our benefit is we can mobilize from our camp, which is right off the road. So we don't have to build airstrips in the middle of nowhere, flight camps and all that stuff. We trucked everything in, popped up a camp, and we can drive in our drill rig. Heavy items like fuel and groceries and all that stuff as well can be brought in. So that's dramatically reduced our cost, especially for a limited size of program. The 2,500 meters is the max we can do under a Class 1 mining license. So So basically, it's really nice. And we also right beside the Mac Pass airstrip, which we can leverage for crew change. So lots of great benefits for our portfolio. And like I said, we're undertaking the first program on these projects' history. So zooming in now into Golden Mass target, this is a really incredible 1x1 square kilometer golden soil anomaly, high tenure gold, running up to 1.4 gram gold. It's got all of the Pathfinder key signature elements that you want to see for these reduced intrusion-related gold systems. We see the bitsamite, tellurides, and it has a good arsenic and anomaly as well, surrounding the hornfels. And then it's the right size, and given the fact that it's geologically similar to Snowline's Valley, we're allocating 75% of this first ever program to test this target because it daylights at surface as well, which we believe right at the carapace, which is right at the top of the intrusion where gold fluids would tend to focus and concentrate in. So it's an important thing, and then you can see our drill rig on the side of the hill as that's going on right now. So the other target that we drilled is the main Tut. It's not your typical intrusion, but it's associated with these apatite dikes, which are basically ring dikes around the main intrusion. 3-4 kilometer high tenure gold soil anomaly over it. Really nice looking. These dikes tend to be, typically dikes are pretty small, but these are 50 to 100 meters wide, quite significant. You can see, in the photo here, those are 2 people for scale, running some really nice, grab samples are running really nice grades. And so 25% of our meterage this summer has been going to validate some of the stuff on the eastern side of the bowl where you can see, the outcropping dike looking really good. So basically, to re-rate in Yukon right now, up to 2,500 meter program, 8 to 10 holes. We should start to expect first assays out mid to late October, and then that should take us basically into the new year. And then basically as we ramp down Yukon, we're going to start ramping up Timmins. So we have a commanding land position, 335 square kilometers. It's highly prospective. It's a very established camp, lots of hungry mills in there, lots of great players. But despite being a 100 million ounce producing camp, there's a tremendous amount of prospectivity left in the area. And in particular, Munro Croesus, our flagship asset, it's surrounded in the eastern Timmins. There's 18 million ounces that's already been delineated in that area. But Munro Croesus as a whole is highly underexplored because most of it's been patent claims that these mom and pa families have held, some of them for 100 years. And so that's the opportunity, is we're consolidating these land packages that are highly underexplored. It's tough sledding to get all these patent claims together, but the opportunity is worth it because they're very underexplored. And we recently made a discovery last year, as case in point. It's a new bulk tonnage discovery, 63 meters of 0.8. It's nothing special per se, but that's the same widths and grades as Fen Gib, which is right next door, hosted by the Pipestone Fault, which is what Argus looks to. So we'll start ramping up our program in Ontario in October, and that's where we'll naturally start to follow up on that discovery. There's about 5-6 holes to delineate, so it's a great start, and we look to expand that. And then during the wintertime, we look to have a program on Golden Mile as well, which is a very prospective land package, underexplored because there is glacial till cover, but it's on trend as some of the biggest deposits in Timmins, and there's some really good targets that have been delineated in the last few years. So it's drill ready, it's ready to go, and finally we are well capitalized to unlock some value in Timmins. And we're really excited about the opportunity here, and every day we continue to grow, and we want to consolidate and be a material player in this camp. So just to reiterate, we're a new company. We're well-funded, strong management team, tight share structure. We have a really good portfolio of assets throughout 2 exciting jurisdictions in Canada. We'll have near all year-round news flow, and of course, we're at the beginning of the Lassonde curve. So we are in the peak speculation, high risk, high reward. But companies like Snowline have shown that pathway of re-rate. So if we have success with the drill bit, we're certainly poised for that re-rate. So we're really excited, and I think we check a lot of the boxes, and I really appreciate your time. Thank you.